everyone, and a warm welcome to our viewer audience. Today, I am thrilled to be having a conversation about the Kathleen Sutton Fund and to learn more about this valued resource in our communities. And I hope you all are as well. To help us get familiar with this organization and resource, I don't have one, I have two special guests with me today, Ms. Becky Bryan and Ms. Valerie Rotmark. Becky and Valerie, thank you so much for being here today. Becky and Valerie are both client advocates for the Kathleen Sutton Fund. They provide step-by-step support to all individuals who utilize the Kathleen Sutton Fund services, which we'll discuss. And together, Becky and Valerie have a unique and close understanding of the cancer patient experience on the Washington State Peninsula. So with that said, Becky and Val, let's get right to it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So help us out. I think this is going to be step one for everyone. What is the Kathleen Sutton Fund?
The Kathleen Sutton Fund is a nonprofit that reimburses women for their transportation expenses when they're traveling for their cancer treatments. We service women who live in Kitsap, Jefferson, Clallam, and Mason counties. The fund was created by Vivian Parnell and Kathleen Sutton. Vivian was a very close friend of Kathleen's and went with her for most of her trips to Seattle. They quickly realized how expensive it was, how inconvenient, how time-consuming it was, and they thought to themselves, as they saw other women really struggling with those expenses, how do other women do it? And they decided that they were going to start a fund to help other women. And in the beginning, it was just for women with breast cancer, because it's a small little grassroots organization. Since then, it has grown, and we now cover women with any type of cancer.
Well, we serve any women who are over the age of 18 or older and who live in the 4 counties that Valerie mentioned. We have no financial documentation of need is needed, and that's unusual for most funds because they usually have to prove a financial need. And the application process is very simple.
How does one access the assistance? So what would be step one, basically?
Assistance is initiated when we receive a request for assistance form from the client. The form is initiated by a doctor's office who verifies that they are indeed receiving treatment for their cancer. So once we receive that request for reimbursement form, we talk to the client, we get all the dates that we can get from them, and they provide us with just the dates of where they've gone, the dates on which they've gone, where they have gone, and whether or not they took a ferry or whether they drove. They don't have to provide the mileage for us. We calculate the mileage. They just need to tell us what ferry they took if they did take a ferry, or what place they went to get service, and we calculate everything out for them. They do not have to give us receipts for anything else. We also pay for parking or Ubers or tolls if they drive over the Tacoma Narrows Bridge. So we make it as simple as possible. We then calculate all the mileage and all the expenses for them and send them a check within 3 to 5 days of getting the information.
I think one thing a lot of people perhaps don't realize is that most insurance companies do not pay for these expenses. That's where the real burden becomes. They've got insurance to perhaps pay for their treatments, but some of these travel expenses, especially ones that can go on for years, they just change their whole family dynamic.
Has the coronavirus impacted your services at the Kathleen Sutton Fund?
Actually, it hasn't. And it was kind of interesting when the coronavirus first hit, we sent out notices to all of the doctor's offices, the social workers, and the nurse navigators in the doctor's offices to let them know that we're alive and well because we don't have an office. People don't have to come into our office. We don't have those kind of barriers being put up. Valerie and I both work out of our own homes. We're on the phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so we can provide services for them whenever they want.
For your years working at the Kathleen Sutton Fund, what are you most proud of? Can you guys give us an example?
Well, for me personally, I'm most proud of the fact that we have never turned down a woman that met the criteria, which is pretty simple. You have cancer and it's confirmed by a physician. And that you live in the 4 counties. We have helped over 900 women, and we've distributed over $500,000. So I'm proud of that.
Well, I think the other thing that I'm proud of is we've touched a part of people's lives that oftentimes has been overlooked with the diagnosis of cancer. Like I said earlier, people have the physical manifestation of cancer to deal with, as well as the psychological, but we've never paid a whole lot of attention to the financial end of it. And we can provide some relief, at least in part, for some of for the expenses of travel in order to help lessen the burden of cancer. And there are so many things that add burden to the diagnosis of cancer. I'm proud of the fact that we lessen a part of it in our small area of the country.
Becky and Valerie, thank you so much for sharing knowledge about your organization here today. For our viewers at home, if you are interested in more information about the Kathleen Sutton Fund, please visit the resources we have linked to this video, which includes the organization's website. Becky and Valerie, any last words?
Pass the word on for us. That part of our outreach, getting our name known out there, that we are here to serve and help women. Keep it in the back of their mind if they hear of someone who might need it.
And the other thing was, we are funded by the generosity of the people that we serve, and in our communities. Remember that all of the money that we take in goes directly to our clients. We do not have any salaried staff. We are all volunteers. So all the money that they give goes directly to the clients that we serve.
Thank you so much for your time today, both to you, Becky and Valerie, and to our viewer audience. For everyone at home, please remember, stay safe and stay healthy.